This week, countdown and Christmas. The first thing this week is just a chance for me to get you covered up for what will happen next week. The Dakota War was a bloody battle between many, but not all, of the Dakota tribes of Minnesota and the United States government. After the U.S. found success at the climactic Battle of Wood Lake, Colonel Sibley, the leader of the Minnesotan forces, captured thousands of Sioux men, women, and children. After illegal trials, he found 303 guilty and were sent to be executed. This is where President Lincoln got involved. He asked all the cases be sent to him to be reviewed, which is where I shall begin. On the 11th, President Lincoln addressed the Senate on his possible clemency, as was requested of him on the 5th.
Anxious to not act with so much clemency as to encourage another outbreak on the one hand, nor with so much severity as to be real cruelty on the other, I caused a careful examination of the records of trials to be made, in view of first ordering the execution of such as had been proved guilty of violating females. Contrary to my expectations, only 2 of this class were found. I then directed a further examination and a classification of all who were proved to have participated in massacres, as distinguished from participation in battles. The class numbered 40 and includes the 2 convicted of female violation, or the number is strongly recommended by the Commission, which tried them for commission to 10 years imprisonment. I have ordered the other 39 to be executed on Friday the 19th instant.
And 39 it would be if it wasn't for a last bit of information on the 23rd, casting into the guilt of one of the 39. So 38 will be hanged on the 26th, the single largest mass execution in U.S. history. But enough of the historical and saddening violence between Native Americans and the United States government. Let's instead cover Major General Ulyssess Grant and anti-Semitism. I never get a break. Last week, he issued an order for the Jews to be expelled from his department. An word has already been sent to the executive branch, begging for this unconstitutional act to be overturned. But that will take time to respond, and for example, those Jews in Holly Springs, Mississippi, will already be forced out of their homes before they can hear back from the White House. Or so they would be if it wasn't for Major General Earl Van Dorn, a man who has disgraced himself time and time again to the Confederate Army. This is the Earl Van Dorn that failed at Pea Ridge in 2nd Corinth. He now rides with 3,500 men, ready to stall Grant's advance on Vicksburg. He flanks around the main Union body on the 18th, he rides into their supply lines on the 19th, and on the 20th he strikes at Holly Springs. 3 columns of Confederate cavalry hit the disorganized Union in multiple points and compels the colonel in charge, Robert C. Murphy, the same man who surrendered at Iuka, to surrender Holly Springs. They then ride off after burning the supplies, paroling the men, and destroying communication lines. When Grant hears about the raid, he orders General Dorn pursued. His supply line is giant and vast, and he can't handle multiple disruptions to it. He just lost $1.5 million worth of supplies. 1,500 of his men were captured. This is compounded by further raids in the west. Brigadier General Nathan Bedford Forrest, with 2,500 men, have already striked 2 supply depots and destroyed miles of tracks. On the 20th, he captured 400 men, hundreds of thousands of rounds of ammunition, and destroyed millions of dollars of supplies. On the 21st, General Forrest is forced to turn around due to large Union formations opposing him. But he has succeeded in making Grant's life a living hell. What was it that Grant is doing that requires so many supplies? Well, he has a plan to take Vicksburg. Other than Port Hudson, it's the only place stopping complete Union control of the Mississippi. He has 40,000 men under his control and another 32,000 under Major General William T. Sherman's control. On the 22nd, that command is redesignated the 15th Corps. 4 divisions, 10 brigades. With this force, he hopes Sherman can take Haynes Bluff, north of Vicksburg, strike south after breaking the Confederate line. On the 24th, General Sherman's men get picked up and drop off on the other side of the Mississippi River at Johnson's plantation. Then there's Christmas. First in Kentucky, Brigadier General John Hunt Morgan of the Confederacy does some raiding around, hurting Union supply lines. In D.C., President Lincoln is in hospitals visiting wounded soldiers. Recently, the president has been spending more time taking care of the home front. On the 23rd, he wrote a letter to the daughter of one of his friends who had just lost his life.
Executive Mansion, Washington, December 23rd, 1862. Dear Fanny, it is with deep grief that I learn of the death of your kind and brave father, and especially that it is affecting your young heart beyond what is common in such case. In this sad world of ours, sorrow comes to all, and to the young it comes with bitterest agony, because it takes them unawares. But what I have learned to ever expect it, I am anxious to afford some alleviation of your present distress. Perfect relief is not possible, except with time. You cannot now realize that you will ever feel better. Is not this so? And yet it is a mistake. You are sure to be happy again. To know this, which is certainly true, will make you some less miserable now. I've had experience enough to know what I say, and need only to believe it to feel better at once. The memory of your dead father, instead of an agony, will yet be a sad, sweet feeling in your heart of a purer and a holier sort than you have known before. Please present my kind regards to your afflicted mother. Your sincere friend, A. Lincoln, Miss Fanny McCullough.
On the Rappahannock, we see an unofficial truce between pickets and the sharing of some gifts, all under the table and with irregularity. Then there is Sickles, and how does he spend his Christmas? He doesn't. Not all units celebrate Christmas, and Sickles loves his men, but isn't ready for a rowdy and dishonorable day. His men sit silently nearby watching the Rappahannock. His men appreciate the serenity. He is restless, just itching for a chance to move and prove himself. That's where the week ends, with restless waiting and serenity. It's the week after Fredericksburg, and the East is silent. General Burnside is anxious to get the army back into spirits, but that would require victory, which would require a battle, which could break them. But the West is ready for something. General Grant is ready for the Battle of Vicksburg to take place, for the final seals of the Western Confederacy to be slammed shut. And further northeast, there's General Rosecrans, facing off against full General Braxton Bragg. Yes, the war might have this small bit of rest, but shall no doubt rage to life next week. I would like to thank you for watching the video, since I assume you didn't just come to the ending for no reason. If you liked the video, please like it. If you want to tell me how much you like it, please comment. And if you want to see more videos to like, please subscribe and watch as I cover this war week by week. You should be seeing on the screen around now a playlist to check out all of 1862, a recommended video, which should be the Second Opium War, I believe, and a button to subscribe if the one down is not enough for you. Thank you, and I'll see you next week.